Okay, you guys. Sorry, we had to figure some stuff out. And I'm on Instagram Live, and LaShonda, she is on Facebook Live. And we're not going to do hair today. I'm going to do her facial later on, so maybe she'll let me show you the demonstration of a facial. But right now, we're going to talk about taxes because you all know it is getting ready to be time for you all to file those taxes. I know y'all waiting for your W-2s. They have to be there by what day? Do they have to have the W-2s?
They have to mail it out by January 31st. So you might get it the first or second week in February, just depending on your employer, but they are definitely coming.
Okay.
You know what? Let me share this on my personal page.
Sure.
Okay. I'm sorry. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm going to put up my personal page.
Oh, your Facebook Live.
Yeah.
So you want to go on your regular?
Maybe I'll just, because I don't know. It's not like I'll just do it.
And next time.
I'll do it there. Okay. You just look so cute.
Oh, I thank you. And you look lovely as well.
Well, thank you. I'm so excited about my facial later.
Okay, yes. All right. I guess I got some questions I want to ask her since you're all the specialists.
Okay.
And you know all the good stuff. So tell me this. If you didn't work, let's just say, any in 2017, do you still have to file your taxes?
If you don't work, you don't have to file taxes. You only have to file taxes to report any income that you have. But a lot of people, they may not work, but they might do something maybe from home to get income. So you really have to decide, did you do something from home? Maybe you did hair from home. Maybe you have a lawn service. A lot of people don't just not work or not make any income for the year. So definitely just consider, did you make any income? Did you have unemployment? Did you have any income coming in? And if you did, then you'll want to file that. If not, then you're not required to file. Great question. Thank you.
Okay. My next question is, if you have a home-based business and you also work for someone else out in corporate America, how do they file their taxes? Do they file it, or how do they file their taxes?
Okay, that's a great question. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get a W-2 from your employer. So that's going to come the middle of February, like we said. Then you're also going to file your side business under a Schedule C. So you'll want to have all your documents, all the income that you received for the year, any deductions or any expenses that you had, you're going to want to file that. That's going to be filed on a separate Schedule C, but it's all going to be done on your personal tax return.
Okay.
It's just another form that you add to your taxes.
Okay. So tell me this: what is the biggest mistake you see people make when filing their taxes for individual? Then we'll say business. What is the biggest mistake you see people do in filing taxes, or what they're not keeping up with, and they may be cheating themselves?
Right. Well, I guess the first thing I would say is a lot of people are in such a hurry to file the taxes, and I know everybody wants that money. They don't really want to take the time to wait to get all the documents. So a lot of people are, maybe they will have another W-2 that's coming. They forgot that they worked another job through the year. So they'll have another W-2 or another tax form that's coming in, and they'll need to amend their tax return to file that. So that's the biggest mistake. So I always tell everybody, just be patient and wait. Just really go back and look at your year in review and decide, or determine, did you have any other forms or any other income that might be coming in that you need to file on your tax return. It's very important. You don't want to have to go back and amend that. It might be penalties for you, and it might be an extra fee for you to file or amend your taxes.
Okay. So what happens, let's say, if someone have purposely given you the wrong information and the IRS finds out about it? What is this being, what do you mean it's not documented being, what is the word when the IRS will want to look at your past taxes and look through your information? What is that called?
Okay, you're talking about an audit.
Yes, audit.
Okay.
If you audit it.
So you're saying that somebody purposely gives you the wrong information?
No, let's wipe that clean. What reasons would the IRS have to audit you?
Any number of reasons. The IRS does random audits because there's so much fraud in taxes that sometimes they'll just randomly audit you and ask you to prove some of your expenses or prove some of your income if anything looks questionable. As well as maybe if you have a business and you did a lot of itemizing or you have a lot of expenses, they might want you to verify some of that. If you have a Schedule C or that side business we were talking about, they might want you to verify your income. Because the thing with Schedule C's are when you own your own business, you're telling people what your income is. You're telling the IRS what your income and your expenses is. Mm-hmm. But you don't have another source to verify that. Mm-hmm. With the job, your employer sends that information to the IRS and they say, hey, look, Tiffany has made this much through the year. This is how much she should be taxed on. When you have your own business, you're telling the IRS, hey, this is how much I made through the year. This is how much I should be taxed on. And because there's not that separate or additional source to verify that, they might want additional information.
Okay. So what happens when the IRS finds out that you did not file your taxes the correct way, and it wasn't your tax preparer's fault, it was you withholding information, what will typically happen?
Great question. I had this happen to somebody. They were with another tax preparer and they came to me later. And the situation with that is that they underestimated their income, so they said that they made this amount. The IRS went back to verify it, and they found other income. And so the IRS is then going to say, well, we think that you made this amount of money, and that's just how much you're going to be taxed on. So you really don't want that situation to happen. You really want to make sure you keep good records, because if that were to happen, then you're kind of at the mercy of the IRS and what they say. So definitely good record keeping is absolutely essential to taxes.
Okay, so if a person has a business, what things can they write off and what things can they not write off? How does that work?
Okay, so when you have a business, you can write off any expenses that's related to your business. So let's just say you, for example, with hair, you can write off any supplies that you had, your utility bills, your rent. Give me some big expenses that you might make during the year.
Overhead, just the more so the rent.
Okay, but what you may not be able to write off. So you can't write off, let's just say your gas to get hair from your home, or maybe. I don't know. I got to think of some expenses that you have. Anything that you have that you may be questioning, if you can write it off?
Not really. I think that I think we pretty much got that covered pretty well as far as me being able to write everything. How can they write off any of their home expenses if they have a business? And so what home expenses can they write off? Can they write off their rent? If they have their own building?
That's a great question. So if you work from home, so in order to write that off, you have to kind of have a home office in your home. So if you have a separate dedicated space in your home where you work off of, you'd have to divide the square footage of the home. So if you want more information on that, just contact me. I'm LaShawn at Rise Business Solutions, and I can give you more information. But it's going to be a combination of figuring out the square footage of your home office and the square footage of your home. And then you can use that to write off a portion of your utility bills, a portion of your rent, a portion of your any expenses related to home office. But it's all going to be a proportion, and it's all based on the square footage of your office space.
Okay. So tell them when they can file their tax return for the first time this year, and tell them a little bit about your background and how long you've been doing the business, and where you are located, because you may have somebody who may want to get their taxes done because it's coming.
It is coming. So as of right now, the IRS has not released a date for the 2018 filing season. So we are all actually anxiously awaiting the date from the IRS. So right now, it's still up in the air. I'm predicting myself January 23rd, but again, that's just speculation. Your next question was tell them a little bit about
you and my background with taxes and how long have you been doing taxes.
Absolutely. So I've been doing taxes for 6 years. This will be my 4th year with my own office and my own business. It's really exciting. Let's see. Well, my background with doing taxes, I do business taxes, I do personal taxes. I just wrote my first book last year all about how to become a tax preparer. Yes. If you are interested in beginning a career as a tax preparer, definitely check that out. It's on Amazon, From Tax Preparer to Business Owner. And you can find me in Tucker, Georgia. We also have an office in South Carolina, Georgetown, South Carolina, and in Conyers, Georgia.
Okay, I didn't know you had all those different locations.
Yeah. I'm actually going to be in Mimi's hair braiding this year, so we'll have a space there.
Okay.
So if you want to get your hair braided and get your taxes prepared, definitely check us out. That's off Salem Road.
Awesome. See how we can connect and everybody can work together to achieve more. That's very, very important to support. People just say black business, and I don't want to just say that because you don't want to sound like, the other people. Just say support small businesses, and just that encompasses everybody, and we understand. So go and support your small businesses because we make up the majority. Minority make up the majority, regardless of what they want to say.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, what other question do I have for you? Taxes as far as children. If you have children that are in college, how does that work? And they may be still living with you or consider living with you, but they're living on campus as well. And they may be working as well a little bit, but you're still supporting and paying their college tuition and et cetera, insurance. How does that work when you have college students away, and how do you file those taxes?
Okay, that's a really great question, and it comes up very often in my business. If your child is under the age of 24, then you are still able to file them if they are a college student. And they can also file themselves. But the key is if the child is filing, you want to make sure because, when kids go off to college, they feel like they're independent and they might go off and do their taxes and they don't tell you. Now, it's very important that they say that they're a dependent of another. They have to say that they're a dependent of another when they file their tax return, or the IRS is going to audit you because two people are saying that they're filing one person. So you as a parent are able to file your child, and you can get some credits for that because they're in school, American Opportunity Credit, so you can get that. You'll also want to have them say that they're a dependent of another. Hey Charlotte, thanks for joining us. You also want to have them say that they're a dependent of another on their tax return so that nobody is penalized. But you absolutely can still file them as a dependent. You can write off any expenses that they have with their tuition or any educational expenses.
We got hearts. Thank you for hearts.
Thank
Hi.
you.
Oh, who is that? The Glamour Gazelle. I know that. LaKenya. Hey, LaKenya.
Hey, LaKenya. Thanks
How
for
are
joining
you?
us.
That's LaKenya with Cut It in ATL. She is a very, 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 very good friend of mine. She is totally awesome. She worked here for a little while doing hair extensions. I love her to death. She's awesome. I can't wait to see you. I didn't get an invitation for your birthday, but that's okay. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. But happy belated birthday.
Happy belated birthday. My birthday is tomorrow.
And happy birthday to LaShawn. So that's why she's here, you guys, actually to get her birthday face. She's been doing makeovers for 2018 here at Tiffany's. Now, one important question in talking about dependence and people claiming other people's kids because they live with them for a week or 2 months, 3 years, and a half a day. They babysit them. How does this work? This is a big problem for the IRS, and that is that of claiming people as dependents. You have one child be on 10 people different taxes.
Just don't do it.
Okay.
Just
talk about it, LaShawn. Explain that and explain as to why the IRS is taking so long to process and give people their refunds. Because last year we did not have a real, what we call in the industry is services and making money, a real tax season as far as getting like in February getting this, everybody just spending this money. We didn't feel that last year because everybody was saying that the IRS was holding it or they were checking this and checking that and checking this. So what happened?
Well, last year the IRS came out with this new program. It's called the PATH Act, and it came about in response to so much fraud on tax returns. So many people are fraudulently claiming somebody else's dependent. So they decided, like, if we hold tax returns a little bit longer, then we'll get that out. Because maybe you won't get your W-2 until February 25th, but I'm a separate person. I'm just going to take your information and file it. You know, we have all of these people taking other people's information. So they held returns until February 25th. And that's actually going to happen again this year, Tiffany. So just be prepared for that. But as far as the dependents are concerned, guys, just please don't claim anybody's dependents. Don't let anybody claim your dependents. Because first of all, It's going to hold your return up if you ever decide to claim those dependents again. The IRS is going to look at it. They have all of these systems in place to track this. If 1 year Aunt Sally claimed your child, and then the next year you claim your child, then the IRS is going to say, hey, you know, what's going on with that? Hold this return audited. So you definitely don't want that happening. If you didn't take care of the child for over 6 months out the year, just don't do it. I know it's going to be a little bit back on your tax return, and everybody wants to do that to get more money back, but it's definitely not in your benefit to do that. So if you know anybody that's looking for somebody to claim their child, just say no. If somebody's asking you to claim a dependent and give them some money, just say no. It's just not beneficial for anybody. Okay. And thanks for that question.
Yeah.
It happens too often, and you will be surprised as a tax professional how often I see that. Or a boyfriend. You have to be related to the person that you're claiming. So a boyfriend just can't claim your child. They're not related to them. So just don't do it.
Okay. And again, I want to say not only happy birthday to LaShawn, but she actually is a twin. So happy birthday to her twin as well.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Well, anything else you want to tell them to get prepared for this new filing season? Any big changes this year that they need to know of?
There are some new changes to the tax code, but that's not going to affect any returns this year because it's all for 2017, so you don't have to worry about that. Just make sure you gather all your documents. Make sure you have a good tax professional, and if you are looking for a new one, we would be happy to help you here at Rise Business Solutions, located in Tucker, Georgia. You can find us at Rise Business Solutions on Instagram or Facebook, and we would just be happy to take care of you. So, just give us a call.
And her business is a family-owned business. She's in the business with her husband. And is your husband, what's your husband's background?
He's an accountant. Yeah,
okay,
he's an accountant.
Actual accountant. So that is also great. So if you all have any business needs and, questions about that, he can be able to help you to prepare all year.
Absolutely.
He can do that because my tax preparer also is a CPA or whatever, so he kind of helps me with other questions that I might have, just business questions, because he has that background as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. So anything else, LaShawn, before we wrap this up? And you guys, I'm going to be back in probably about 15 minutes. If she will allow me to kind of demonstrate a facial. I'm not going to be able to talk because we're going to be silenced. We're going to be quiet because she has to enjoy it. It's her birthday. We're going to kick it off right. She's going to get a full hour facial, and she has been waiting for this. Now, so anything else before we end this?
No, that's it, guys. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Rise Business Solutions. We'll be having all kind of tips for you. I'm also a realtor, so I will be giving you tips on how you can file your tax and also qualify for a home. And you can also find us on Facebook. And I am so excited about this facial, Tiffany. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. So, which facial you think that you may want to get? We have the skin brightening, the honey and oats, the bentonite clay and apple cider vinegar. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, we'll let you all know what she chooses when we come back. So give me about 10 or 15 minutes to kind of set some things up and get her situated and everything, and then I'm gonna come back so you all can see me demonstrate a facial. And thank you all so much for joining, and hope you all come back. Thank you. We're here every 2 weeks on Wednesday. So she'll be back for something. I know she has her braids, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah. And you can catch me on Instagram Live. Right now I'm on Facebook in my VIP group. I love this group. That's where Charlotte is joining me from. Charlotte, I'm doing my lives. Yeah,
right.
That's my business coach. So she's telling me
I
need to start doing lives for my businesses. So I just wanted to come in and show you guys that I am doing my lives on Instagram, and I will be incorporating them into Facebook. Very excited about that. So you guys can catch us live on Instagram. I probably will be getting another facial or something. You have something.
I got a lot of great services. I got hand treatments, lip treatment, elbow.
I saw those hands.
Right, yeah. Your hands are ashy and maybe look a little bit like mine, but I'm going to get them together in a few minutes. Maybe I give myself a hand treatment while I'm doing her face with some of my hands.
Right.
I can take care of those dry, ashy, cracked hands.
Yeah. Those hands was terrible.
They was rough. Everybody's talking about the hands. I posted some hands. You can see them actually on my Instagram through my feed of some real cracked up, dry, hands, you guys, and I can take care of it for you. All right, thank you. Bye bye. See you in a few minutes. I had 10 viewers share.